make brownies, so not brownies, cupcakes, no, muffins? The recipe was muffins, but they tasted like cupcakes and they looked like brownies, so there you go, that's where my mind is. Where am I at here? See, I forgot, I think I actually measured out, I am ready. I am ready to put the heel stitches in, and that's why my needles are in, because I just love how this is looking. It gives so much dimension, and I feel like it's really just making my knitting come alive. And
Happy September. I cannot believe how quick it's already going. What is this already? Yeah, we're almost through the second week of September. I feel like time is just flying by. I'm sure it's been pretty busy for a lot of families with all the back to school and all the things going on. We're no different. We do homeschool, but yeah, things just tend to pick up around this time of year. And I'm ready though. I'm ready to get into our routine, and I'm ready to get out the hats and the sweaters and all the cozy things. I'm not ready for frigid temperatures of winter, but I am ready for just that hint of chilliness that autumn brings, and needing to cozy up in the morning and in the evenings, but feeling pretty comfortable to do whatever we want in the middle of the day. Anyway, I am rambling about the weather, and that is boring, so I'm gonna get on with it. I just am gonna show you my little bits of progress that I have on a couple of projects that I've been talking about in the other episodes. So last time I spoke about the book Knit 2 Socks in 1, and then I was trying out this technique, and I'm doing pretty good. So there's the cuff to here is the first sock, and this is the separation that then I'll put these stitches back on the needle and make the toe of this first sock. And when they're separated, then you put the stitches back on and proceed to make the cuff upwards. And this is where I'm at on the second sock. So I have, if you compare here, where you see it dipping in is where my heel mark is on the other side. And so I have a little bit further to go before I can put my waist yarn for the heel, and then I'll do the foot. And yeah, it actually is going by pretty quickly. I was really knitting on it there for a while, and I zoomed along on the first sock, and while I don't have second sock syndrome, I have slowed down, but that's not because of the knitting or not wanting to do the knitting. It's just because I've had a lot of other things I've had to focus on. But I did take it with us when we went camping last week, and I would have been a lot further along, except I had to undo. I had gotten about this far, and I had to rip back all of this because I realized something pretty important, and that's that I had been knitting on it before, kind of in not great light, probably in the evening when I added this red color, and I'd reached into my bag, and somehow this ball of red ended up in my bag, which is different. I don't know, you can't really tell. I'm trying to change the light so you can see there. It is not the same. It's really a red, and this one's more of a raspberry red. It's got more pink in it. And you could really tell the difference. I don't know, my camera is not picking. Oh, there we go. Now you can see that a little bit more. So yeah, I had that, oops. So I had to rip all the way back to here and start my little design motif there all over again. And so I've pretty much caught back up to where I was. So I really didn't make any progress while camping. I just corrected a mistake, I guess you could say, but that's progress, right? And then where am I at here? See, I forgot. I think I actually measured out. I am ready to put the heel stitches in, and that's why my needles aren't in, because we were coming home from camping and I was in the car working on it, and I wanted to continue working and doing something. It was the only project I had with me, and I didn't have my cords to be able to put another heel in, so I needed to free some up. So I decided to go ahead and take out the heel on this side, the heel stitches, and knit my heel. So there's my little heel on that side. I'm not sure yet if I like how it turned out. I'm thinking my gauge was a little tighter with the yarn I chose, and the heel looks a little bit small for me. So we'll see. The good news is when you do an afterthought heel like this, they're really easy to pull out and replace. So if I need to undo it and either add more rows or, yeah, I don't know, do something different, then I can. It won't be a big deal. So that's the status of my socks. And I think they're coming along great. I can't wait to wear them. And then today, I just bound off the hem of the Andrea Mowry cardigan I've been working on, the Ginny. I have to remove it from underneath of my puppy dog because he is decided that it's a good spot to sleep. Okay, so my needle's out of there. So I'm ready to do the sleeves. It's all free of needles. I did put it on and I think the fit is going to be good. When I did my swatch, this yarn did grow. My swatch did grow a little bit. So I'm expecting a little growth in the length, but it has a 3-inch ribbed hem here, and if I find that it grows a little too much, I can always pull some length out that way. And then at the moment, I'm not sure when I put it on if it's quite wide enough, but I do know when I block it, it's going to grow, and I have the big shawl collar to add to it. So I think it's all going to work out just fine. I am excited to start working on the sleeves, and I'm hoping that I don't hit Sleeve Island. I'm hoping that it goes pretty quickly. And yeah, so I'm going to start just carrying it upstairs with me when I am overseeing the lessons of my children, and a sleeve should be pretty easy to work on while they're doing their schoolwork. So we'll see how much progress I can get, and hopefully I'll have at least one sleeve done the next time I get on here and record. Speaking of, I should say my goal has been to post a full vlog every other Thursday, and in between there I'm adding some little shorts, little videos, little tips, little things here and there. You might see me pop in on YouTube with just a post, but you can also find me over on Instagram as KnittyHeidi, and I do now have a Patreon. You can also search KnittyHeidi there, and it's just another place to form a community and to share things. Recently, I shared a really yummy recipe for some chocolate zucchini muffins that I made, and I've been sprouting my own wheat and grinding my own flour, and so this recipe was one I used with that flour, but you can also use your own whatever commercial flour. They were really good brownies. So, not brownies, cupcakes. No, muffins? The recipe was muffins, but they tasted like cupcakes and they looked like brownies. So, there you go. That's where my mind is. They were delicious. So, you should go to my Patreon and check it out. It's just in the public area, and I typed out the recipe, and yeah, so you should do that. What else? Oh, I talked about the heel, and I talked about the hem, and now I need to talk about the hat. So I did throw this hat on. It's not one I've been wearing today, even though it's an overcast day. We just have the doors open and letting the fresh air in today because it's just such a nice temperature. But this is a hat I made long ago, minus the colored stitches that you're seeing right now. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But it was just all over solid, this kind of lavender gray color. And I designed this hat quite a while ago, but I've never published the pattern. So I might work on that because it is a pretty cute hat. And the lace stitches just go across the front, and then it's garter stitch in the back. But I've found over the years that I don't reach for it. It's really cozy hat. It's really warm. But this color tends to just kind of wash me out and not look that great. So I was in the mood to do some embroidery, and I like embroidering on my knits. I don't know if you've ever tried that. Tell me about it if you have. But I really like it. So I just grabbed a couple colors that I had that I thought would look nice, which is just kind of this mauvey pink color. And I played with doing a few different things. It's not done, by the way, not done. It's just something I'm working on in the evening if I don't feel like knitting. I'm finding it very meditative. So what I ended up doing, let me see if I can get closer here. So I really had fun. I put X's between in the ribbing where the purl stitches are, because this hat band is a knit one purl 2, and so in the purl 2 section I just put 3 X's, and you can't see now here, let's see, and I wove from part of into the knit stitch to the other knit stitch to make the X's, and I actually did kind of like cross stitch style where I angled that way and then I came this way and that way, and then I crossed back to go down, and I did that all the way around, and I thought that was really cute. And then I came up and last night I put these little rosettes on, and then I stitched this little flower, and you'll see I have my embroidery needle stuck in my hat still right there. And then I decided to add a little more depth to the hat band and do some duplicate stitching over my knit stitches. And I just love, love, love how this is looking. It gives so much dimension, and I feel like it's really just making my knitting come alive. And it's giving this hat new life and a new place in my daily wear for the upcoming season. And I'm really excited for it. So I'm going to continue on with the cream color on my knit stitches, doing duplicate stitches. And I think once I get to the edge of my lace work over here, so about right there, my duplicate stitches are only going to go halfway up the ribbing. And that's what I'll do the rest of the way around. And again, they'll be full over here until the edge of the lace stitches, and then half. And so I think that'll give a really interesting effect. And I'm just having fun with it. I may add some more flowers here and there, or I may add buttons. I don't know. I'm just having a lot of fun stitching on this hat that's been sitting around for a while and not had much use, and just giving it a little bit of new life and just having fun working with my needle and making stitches. I really enjoy hand sewing and embroidery. It's kind of a slower art for me, I guess, than the knitting is. Knitting, I'm always excited to get to the end of the round or to the next row or the next color or whatever is happening. But when I'm hand stitching, it's just kind of a slower paced thing. And actually, I saw recently when I was looking up some embroidery stitches. Have you ever heard of slow stitching? I was just doing some research there, watching a few videos on that. And yeah, it's really seems like a very meditative thing to do. I'm thinking about doing some more kind of just slow stitching, slow embroidery, whatever, and kind of making over maybe some of my older knits and giving them some new life, and just having some quiet moments there, not really worrying about how it's going to turn out. I guess I like it in that before I came up with what I'm doing here, I actually did a lot of different things, and then I was able just to pull it right out if I didn't like it. And so I think it's very soothing in that if you don't like it, then you can take it out and it hasn't ruined anything at all. So yeah, I guess I'm going to stop rambling now. The light is kind of leaving us, and that's really all I had to chat about today. It was a real short one. Hope it wasn't too boring. I just wanted to update about those two projects, about my Ginny sweater and my 2 socks in 1, and then share this cute little hat I'm starting to fall in love with. I hope that your September is going fantastic so far, and remember that I shared a yummy recipe over on my Patreon. I'll try to remember to stick a link down below so that you can find that quickly and easily. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. Help it get out there. I'm excited to do more videos, and more like my last episode actually, where I discussed several patterns that I'd made from one designer from a book. I'm a book lover, including knitting books, and I'd really like to do more content where I review patterns that I've made from these books, and I think that was a lot of fun, and it seemed to get a lot of attention so far. So obviously some of you like that too. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. Have a fabulous September, but I will get another vlog in before September is over. Keep an eye out for my other little short videos and tips and little things that I feel like sticking here and there and everywhere. And yeah, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.